Hi there, it's Aaron with First Light Outdoors. I'd like to take a little bit of time with you today to talk through some outboard motor maintenance. Just a few simple things that you can do yourself rather than taking it to the shop and having them do it. Hopefully it'll save you a few dollars. We're down here on the wonderful Mississippi River, and we thought we'd take a little bit of downtime in the afternoon to walk through this with you. So this is a Mert 25 horse, but the setup for lower unit oil changes is pretty much the same on any type outboard, really any size. So this procedure is going to be pretty common. I would urge you to check your owner's manual with regards to what type of oil you need to use in the lower unit. But let's go ahead and get started. Just for reference, right down below, right above the skeg, below the housing for the prop shaft, is the oil drain hole. And it's typically just a flathead screwdriver to pull that out. And then right up here above the cavitation plate is the vent hole for the oil. Typically the vent hole is also your indicator that the housing's full, and I'll show you that when we refill the lower unit. But really we just start by pulling the vent and get a pail, catch your oil, and please dispose of that properly. Then we're just going to give that maybe 5-10 minutes just to drain, and we'll come back and fill. I thought while we let that lower unit drain, we'd talk a little bit about bearing buddies. This particular trailer came with factory installed bearing buddies, but they are something that you can pick up aftermarket at a auto parts store and install yourselves. And really it's just a housing that goes on the end of the primary bearing housing. And this one has a little rubber cap. You pop that cap off, and right inside is a greaser. That way you can take a grease gun and give your bearings some additional grease. Just make sure they're full. One key thing for those of you with boat trailers is you want to make sure you're using a marine grade bearing grease. For those of you with camper trailers or just lawn trailers, a regular bearing grease is fine, but boat trailers you really want to stick with the marine grade to help repel the water. But I just wanted to mention those bearing buddies really quick, and a really easy aftermarket thing that you can add to your trailer to help prolong the life. So we've let that drain. I do want to mention that different oil manufacturers will dye their oils, especially the marine oils. So the oil I took out of here is blue, and you know, that's just an identifier of a marine type oil. The oil I'm going to be putting in is not blue. So really what you want to look for is discoloration or foaming. As you get towards the bottom, if you have water in your lower unit, if you have a bad seal, you'll actually see some foam come out of your drain hole. So that's kind of what you want to look for. But I just wanted to mention that because as we fill it, I'm going to be filling it with a different color oil. Really, the fill process, now there's a few different ways. There's small pumps that you can put in the bottle and they screw into the drain hole, and you can pump the oil in. There's hoses you can connect. There's different ways to do this, but kind of the simple way to do it when you're sitting on a boat launch in the middle of nowhere is just to snip your tip off and just squeeze your bottle back in. On a motor this size, the lower unit takes about 9 ounces. So we might have to do this a couple times, plugging the drain hole with my finger while I let some air back into the bottle. But what we're watching for is we're just watching for that oil to come out right up here, and that tells us that the lower unit's full. Oh. And there we start to get a little, when we start seeing kind of a pretty consistent flow there, that's going to tell me we're about there. So there we go. Now I'm just going to plug this with my finger real quick. I'm going to take our drain plug, insert it back in the hole. I might lose just a little bit. Just snug that on. And we put the vent plug back in. So that's a lower unit oil change. Not a lot to it. Hopefully it saves you a few dollars. Go ahead when you're done and wipe off your lower unit, shop cloth, whatever. That's it for this segment. I'll be back with some more segments on boat maintenance and that sort of thing. Until then, good luck, happy hunting, and God bless. Take two.